Alright, hey guys, today we're doing our weekly Wednesday pattern, and I chose another pattern from redheart.com, and I've had several requests for bags or purses, so I did pick this out. This is your crocheted Posey purse, and it is for intermediate, so those of you who are not as experienced as others will make sure to give you the ample time you need to stay caught up. And what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 skeins of yarn. Let me change my camera view here and let you see the instructions with me. Okay, so your bag is going to be about 17 inches wide by 9.5. That's without your handles. Now it calls for Red Heart Super Saver. You have 1 skein, which is the medium purple. That's going to be the base of your bag. And then you have the artist print in this pattern is going to be just the flower. So you're actually only working with 2 colors. You can work with more than that. That's up to you. And then you're going to be using a 6.5 millimeter hook or a K10.5. But I'm going to use a 6. So mine's just going to be just slightly smaller. I do not want to use the bigger hook. And you can do it by the pattern. I'd advise you to go to redheart.com and print off the pattern. The pattern number is LW2363. Alright, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a set of some type of handles. It doesn't have to specify straight to this pattern. Just use anything you have or anything that you want to use. Then you're going to also need, well, I'm going to go over with everything you need here. So you're going to need your scissors. Alright, and you have the option. You can use your 6.5 millimeter hook, or you can use your 6 millimeter hook. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, then you're going to need the handles. I've got a set that are made of bamboo, and they are about 6.5 by 5s, and they come attached with the gold rings. Okay, and then you will need probably both of your needles. So you're going to use this for your button and this to weave in your ends. I'd advise you always to have a stitch marker on hand. And you can, if you're like me and you see any of my other videos, I always have an array of buttons that I seem to can't choose from yet. And of course this video is not going to be any different. So this is my selection of buttons, and when it comes time I'll choose between all of those. And then for your button you're going to need some of this crafting thread, and it does need to kind of match what you're doing. And I've got brown. And if you're going to line your bag, you can always get these 18-inch squares, or I think it's about 43 to 45 centimeters. They range slightly different, not much, but I'm not sure if I'm lining it yet. More than likely I will. If I do, I'm probably going to choose between these 2. And the colors that I'm working with, I'm going to use, this is Impeccable, and I'm going to use the pink, the cream, and the brown. So I have 2 balls of that. I'm going to use this cream. I'm going to use it as part of the flower. And then I've also got this rose color that I'm going to use with the flower, and I'm not sure yet, but I may use it for this part here to give it a little contrasting color right where you sew over the top of the handles. So I have all that I need here. I've got my pen to mark off as I go. So I have everything that I need. Okay, my instructions, I got everything here. So you're going to need quite a few things for this project. You don't need them to start off with, but you will need them eventually. So I just wanted to touch base and do this straight off. Okay, so as you see here, the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to chain 59 with your A color, which is going to be your primary color, which is the color you want your overall bag to be. Now, again, I used the size 6 hook, not the 6.5, and I did already chain my 59. So that is the first thing that you're going to want to do. I didn't feel you need to sit here and watch me crochet 59 single crochet. Okay, so the base of the purse is the biggest. This right here is going to be the biggest part of this entire bag. And then you'll move down to the handle flap and the flower, and then you'll be finishing off. Okay, so basically row 1, they want you to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and each across, and if you turn, that is going to give you a total of 58 stitches at the end. So basically you are going to lose that 1 stitch like you would on any other project. Okay, so I have my 59, and you're going to skip the one you're in and go into the next one. Okay, and I don't think you want your stitches extremely tight. So you're just going to single crochet all the way to the very end, where then you're going to turn your work. So this is very simple procedure starting off. And really the overall bag is not, it says it's intermediate, and maybe for some of you, you may find it a little difficult. But this is a relatively simple technique. So again, I'm going to leave you to crochet all the way to the end, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'll return once I've reached the end. Alright everybody, we have now got to the point where we're finished with our first row of all single crochet. Now what it tells us to do next is rows 2 through 59. So you're pretty much going to do the whole purse right here. From rows 2 through 59, you're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the back loops of each stitch across. So that is going to give it the ribbed effect that you see here. Now, if you don't want to go in the back loops and you're fine with it being a flatter type design, that's up to you. You can alter that as you want, but I will probably be doing the ribbed look. So basically you either need to get you a pen and paper and just make your tally marks as you go, row per row per row, or get yourself a stitch marker and turn it every row you go through. So that's a lot of rows to keep up with. And another thing that you can do is you can take your stitch marker, and every 5 or 10 rows that you do, you can put an additional stitch marker, and that will at least give you less to count throughout your project. So every 10 rows you do, you could have a stitch marker here, and then from here up, you know, okay, that was 10 rows. Then the next 10 rows, you get another stitch marker up here, and you do the same thing. That way you have it separated into rows of 5, 10, whatever you feel like you want to do. So until I get the base of this completed, I'm going to work on this, and you do the same thing. So you're going to start with row 2 and go through row 59. So you're doing 57 rows worth of single crochet in back loops only, or if you choose to do it in both, that's up to you. And once that's completed, we will then start on the handle flaps, which are up here. Okay, so I will see you soon as this is completed on my end. Alright everybody, as you see here, I have now completed my 57 rows. And this is absolutely beautiful so far. I'm happy with it. Now, our next thing to start on here is row 60. It says to do 1 single crochet in each stitch across, but do not turn, okay? So once you do that, you're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch across here, okay, in both hoops this time. You're just going to do it all the way to the end, and then well, you're going to chain 1, then you're going to do your stitches. Now once you get, let me show you. Once you get back, we're going to turn this right here, and then we're going to do our stitches all the way across. Once you get here, you are not going to turn, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to turn it up on its side, and you're going to go across and make your stitches along through here. Alright, and what it says to do is it wants you to evenly space, well, when you get here, you're going to chain 1. You're going to evenly space 31 stitches all the way across. And as you see here, there's no real defined stitches, but you're going to have to make your own. So you're just going to single crochet in 31 spaces, make them as even as possible. Okay, so you're going to do that, and whenever that's complete, we'll come back for the next video. Alright guys, I'm back with you here. I have completed my 31 stitches evenly across, the short side that is. And if I didn't mention it before, we're on the handle flat part. Row 2 of the handle flat part says you want to crochet 1, and then you're going to single crochet 2 together across. And then you're going to single crochet in last stitch and turn. Okay, so we're still working on the short end here, not the long end. So I crocheted 1 stitch here. Now what you're going to do, zoom in a bit, is you're going to do 2 together, single crochet 2 together across. Okay, so basically that means that you're going to end up with 16 stitches. Okay, let's see if we do. If you miss one here, or 1 minus and 1 extra, it's fine. It's not going to make that big of a difference. So you're going to insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, do the next stitch, insert your hook, grab your yarn, and pull through. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through both. Insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull up, insert your hook, grab your yarn, and pull up. That is how you're going to do 2 stitches together. Okay, so you're just going to repeat this all the way to the end of this row, and you're going to see your work is going to start scrunching up a bit, and that's fine. That's really what you want it to do. Unravel my yarn a bit. Okay, so I'm going to continue across to do this, and hopefully we will end up with about 15, 16 stitches left. So hopefully you're having as good of luck with yours as I am mine. Okay, we're almost across. And then once you get to your very last stitch, let's see if I can find that tight little stitch right there. Okay, my last stitch is right here. So once you get to the last stitch, you're going to single crochet. Okay, and then you're going to turn. Okay, so once you turn, sorry guys, this thing's so big. Okay, so now you've turned. Now you're going to do basically the same thing. You're going to chain 1. Okay, now you're going to single crochet 2 together. Alright, and then you're going to single crochet to last 2 stitches. So basically what they want you to do is single crochet 2 together here at the beginning. Alright, then you're going to single crochet till you get to the last stitch. Okay, so again we're just going to single crochet in all of those stitches that we just made. I'm going to back up just a hair here. It's hard to get the whole project in the camera frame once they're so big. Okay, so the last 2 stitches you will be stitching those together as well. Okay, so your last 2 stitches, this one So you're going to go in and pull your yarn up, and then this one you're going to put your hook in, pull your yarn through, and single crochet those two together. Okay, so that's going to leave you with 14 stitches. Now what you want to do